Hi, I'm Beth, and this is another episode of How I'm Doing It. Today I'm going to give you an update on my flower beds. Okay, here we'll start with my daisies. Occasionally we get a little bug visitor in there that looks like a little beetle who is just having a little snooze in there. When they have bloomed and start to look kind of cruddy and like this, then I do pick them off to save the plant, spending energy on it. And then I usually just drop it right back under the plant to start to decompose and compost on its own. Seems like a very efficient use of the nutrients for the plant. Excuse me. And then I've got some kind of problem going on with my hostas. I don't really know what it is. See how they're turning white and then brown. I don't really know what's going on with this. These hostas come back every year and I've never really had a problem with them. Here's my other one, so who knows what's going on? I don't know. We'll just see what happens. If you have any ideas, let me know down in the description or the comments section below. I've got some lilies that are trying to come up right here. So we'll just see how all that goes. I don't know. What are you gonna do? Win some, you lose some. Then my stargazer lilies are about to explode. See all the pink right there? It's so beautiful. Anyway, these have multiplied several times. I bought these years and years ago. I bought 3. 1, 2, 3, and then each little collection has multiplied. So they are just gorgeous. I'll have to show you an update once they get really going, but you can see they are finally going to reach their peak here and just start blooming. They're about, I'm gonna say about 2.5 feet tall here at the tallest one. Then I have some of my regular lilies, and they are just gorgeous. I don't think that this phone camera does justice on the level of brightness of the color. I mean, this is like burn your eyes yellow, honestly. Here we have a little gnat or something taking a rest on the petals. You can see the little pollen stamens and everything. Here's some more fixing to come up. Now, once one of mine has already bloomed and started to wither back, I just very gently pop it off. You don't have to pull. If you have to pull, then you should leave it alone. It means it's not ready yet. But I just do a little pop like that. And here's another one that we're going to grab. Just a tiny little pop. See, that one I didn't even have to pop off. It just came off in my hands. And then I drop them right here by the plant so they can naturally compost. Here is a red one. It's more like a deep burgundy. See how gorgeous that is? It's like this really deep red and flaming orange yellow. It's just gorgeous. Okay, and then let's move over here. I'll show you, I've got another one of these red ones. Sometimes it's pretty interesting to come out here in the morning and see a little honeybee just snoozing away in there. Right now you can see I've got a little ant that's kind of wandering around in there. And again, see, this one's going to bloom, but this one has already bloomed. So I just pop off that spent bloom. There's the stamen. Pop it off, drop it right there next to the plant so it can make use of those nutrients. This is called a flaming Katy, K-A-T-Y. This is a perennial. I received it as a birthday gift from my coworker in March, and it is still going strong. It is a perennial, so it should come back every year. And it has had a few little buds to come and go. You can see some of the spent, dried up buds here. And then active flowers, and then see over here, right here, there's a tiny little bud that's just waiting to unfurl. Okay, these are my calla lilies, and they don't look nearly as spectacular as they did when they first bloomed. Here's one, and here's two. The pink on these when they first unfurl and bloom is just out of this world spectacular. Now that these blooms have been around for a little while, the color is starting to fade, but they are quite remarkable. They are perennials. They do come back every year, and my little girl just thinks they're most remarkable for the fact that it's just one petal. So it turns into something of like a cup shape. And in fact, You can see all the way down to the bottom there. And let me see if I can show you all the way down to the bottom here. Here we go. So she thinks that's just remarkable that it's just one petal. Looks very elegant when it's first bloomed. Now over here on the side of my house, I am waiting with bated breath. These are bright red gladioluses. I got these from the Dollar Tree last year, and they bloomed in my backyard. And I underestimated how tall they would get, and they kept flopping over because they didn't have any support. They needed extra support because they get so tall. So I dug up all of the bulbs and planted them here, and they had multiplied. So this is more than what I started with. And that is something that perennials do. The bulbs, if you leave them alone and they're successful, they will multiply, make little babies underneath the ground. So these are quite tall. I'm gonna say they're probably on the order of maybe about 3 feet tall. The red flowers grow on a stalk, a line of maybe 5, 6, 7 in a row. I'll have to show you once they come out. They are quite spectacular in their own right. Now, I do have some poison ivy right here that needs to be pulled. This is a rose campion right here, this little fuzzy looking grayish green kind of a plant. Let me show you what that will become. It turns into these purple, hot pink purple flowers, and these blooms are a little bit old, so they're not really quite doing their brilliant show thing that they normally do. They do look a little tired. But I have a whole rose campion section right here, and when there are multiple of these blooms on the plant, it is quite spectacular. I'll try to take a picture for you at a different time when they're more in bloom. That's the thing about gardens. If you plant different things, you're going to get different flowers blooming at different times. It's going to be almost impossible to get a whole bunch of blooms all at the same time. Here is Lucky the cat. He wants some attention. Lucky likes to hang out underneath the bushes. So he is saying hello. Hello, Lucky. So again, oh, here's another one I couldn't see because it was hidden under this green section. This is another of the calla lilies, but it was kind of leaning over, looking a little bit like a leaf from the other angle. So again, we're having a successful year. I really do love the perennials. It's nice to see familiar things come back each year. Plus, it's easy. I hope that you have enjoyed my little garden update. For reference, it is July 3rd, 2022. So we're right here, about 1/3 of the way through the summer season here in East Tennessee. We've had temperatures in the upper 80s, low 90s daily for a good while now. Several more months here in the growing season, so we'll continue to see some blooms as they pop out over the next few months. I'm Beth, and that's how I'm doing it. How you doing? How you doing, baby? Huh? How you doing? What you up to? Huh? What you up to, baby? What you up to, baby? You want some attention? You want some attention and some love? Him's the good boy, isn't he? Him's the good boy. Him's the good boy. Him's the good boy. Him's the good boy. So, as luck would have it, today is the very first day that my stargazer lilies have opened up for the season. This is July 4th, the very next day after I posted the previous footage of all of my closed up stargazer lily buds ready to explode. And boy, have they. Look at how amazing this is. You can even see these little hair-like projections down here near the center, and that is where the bees or other insects that come in here that is where they will rub up against, and the lily will try to basically, and there's a little gnat or something. The lily will basically try to grab whatever kind of pollen it can from whatever insect comes by. And see, this is just covered with pollen. These little, oh, this is so neat. I don't know if you can really see the level of powder that is all over these stamens, but anyway, it is just amazing. And I walk out here this morning to 3 of them all opened up, and of course I've got multiple more ready to go, but I wanted to share that with you. They are just making my day very special.